Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan selamat petang pada rakan-rakan media. Berdiri bersama saya adalah Datuk Dr. Rohaizat, Dr. Noor Hisham dan Dr. Hisham Shah. Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia ingin memaklumkan bahawa terdapat 95 kes yang telah pulih dan dibenarkan discharge pada hari ini. Ini menjadikan jumlah kumulatif kes yang telah pulih sepenuhnya daripada jangkitan Covid-19 dan telah discharge pada ward adalah sebanyak 3,957 kes, iaitu bersamaan dengan 67.9% daripada jumlah keseluruhan kes. Sehingga 27 April 2020 jam 12.30 hari, terdapat 40 kes baru yang telah dilaporkan. Ini menjadikan jumlah kes positif COVID-19 di Malaysia adalah sebanyak 5,820 kes. Oleh itu, jumlah kes aktif dengan keboleh jangkitan COVID-19 adalah 1,764 kes dan mereka telah diasingkan dan diberi rawatan di hospital. Sehingga kini, seramai 37 kes positif COVID-19 sedang dirawat di unit rawatan rapi dan daripada jumlah tersebut, 17 kes memerlukan bantuan pernafasan. Daripada maklumat terkini yang dilaporkan ke CPRC Kebangsaan, duka cita dimaklumkan bahawa terdapat pertambahan 1 kes kematian berkaitan dengan COVID-19. Justru jumlah kumulatif kes kematian COVID-19 di Malaysia adalah sebanyak 99 kes, iaitu bersamaan dengan 1.7% daripada jumlah keseluruhan kes. Kes kematian ke-99 iaitu kes 4,087 merupakan lelaki warga negara Malaysia berumur 78 tahun dan mempunyai latar belakang penyakit kencing manis, darah tinggi dan strok. Beliau telah dirawat di Hospital Encik Besar Hajar Kalsum, Johor pada 7 April 2020 dan disahkan meninggal dunia pada 27 April 2020 jam 4.31 pagi. Kementerian Kesihatan mengucapkan takziah kepada ahli keluarga beliau. Seperti yang diumumkan oleh Yang Berhormat Menteri Pengajian Tinggi, pelajar-pelajar di institusi pendidikan tinggi awam dan swasta, politeknik dan juga college community dibenarkan memulakan pergerakan secara berperingkat untuk pulang ke kampung halaman masing-masing mulai 27 April 2020. Hasil kerjasama dan perbincangan di antara pihak Kementerian Pengajian Tinggi dan Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia, satu garis panduan telah dibangunkan di mana ianya merangkumi aspek kesihatan bagi pelajar-pelajar yang ingin pulang ke kampung halaman. Pusat Kesihatan Universiti masing-masing akan membuat saringan bagi pelajar-pelajar sebelum dibenarkan meneruskan perjalanan. Sepanjang perjalanan pulang ke kampung halaman, pelajar-pelajar dinasihatkan supaya sentiasa mengikut langkah-langkah pencegahan seperti berikut, iaitu mengamalkan jarak sosial selamat sekurang-kurangnya 1 meter daripada orang lain. Yang kedua, menjaga kebersihan diri dengan kerap membasuh tangan dengan air dan sabun ataupun dengan sanitizer dan menggalakkan pemakaian penutup mulut dan hidung di sepanjang perjalanan. Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia menyeru agar orang ramai untuk kekal patuh kepada perintah kawalan pergerakan. Bagi ketua rumah yang perlu keluar membeli barang-barangan keperluan seharian, dikehendaki sentiasa mengambil langkah-langkah pencegahan seperti: pertama, elakkan keluar dari rumah sekiranya kurang sihat atau mempunyai sebarang gejala. Yang kedua, elakkan keluar secara berpasangan ataupun berkumpulan. Yang ketiga, menggunakan hand sanitizer atau mencuci tangan dengan air dan sabun sebelum dan selepas aktiviti pembelian. Yang keempat, mengamalkan jarak sosial selamat sekurang-kurangnya 1 meter dari orang lain. Yang kelima, elakkan 3C, iaitu kawasan yang sesak, crowded places, kawasan yang sempit, confined spaces, bertutur dengan jarak yang dekat, iaitu close conversation. Yang seterusnya, hadkan masa anda di tempat-tempat awam dan sekiranya mempunyai alat penutup mulut dan hidung, bolehlah digunakan terutamanya sekiranya ke kawasan umum yang ramai orang. Langkah-langkah berikut boleh membantu memutuskan rantaian penularan COVID-19. Kementerian Kesihatan akan terus memantau perkembangan kejadian COVID-19 melalui segala maklumat yang diperolehi dan akan dimaklumkan kepada rakyat daripada masa ke semasa. Seterusnya ingin dimaklumkan laporan PKPD COVID-19 di Malaysia, iaitu di lokaliti Menara Plaza City 1 ada pertambahan satu kes, menjadikan jumlah kes positif di Menara City 1 53 kes, yang mana melibatkan warga negara asing 39 kes dan ada satu kematian di situ. Lokaliti Selangor Mansion ada pertambahan satu kes, menjadikan jumlah kes positif 167 dan melibatkan warga negara asing 150 orang. Lokaliti Malayan Mansion tiada pertambahan kes, kekal 12 kes yang melibatkan 10 warga asing. Lain-lain masjid di kawasan Masjid India tiada pertambahan kes, kekal dengan 3 kes dan ketiga-tiga kes ialah warga asing. Dan di Bandar Baru Ibrahim Masjid dan kawasan sekitar tiada pertambahan, iaitu kekal 193 kes. Kampung Sungai Lui tiada tambahan, iaitu kekal 157, di mana 147 adalah pelajar tahfiz. Dan di pusat Bandar Utara dan Pasar Borong Kuala Lumpur ada pertambahan 14 kes, menjadikan jumlah 69 kes melibatkan 51 warga asing dan satu kematian. Dan saringan sampel telah diambil setakat ini ialah 15,276 sampel. Seterusnya ke kluster perhimpunan di Masjid Sri Petaling. Setakat ini bilangan sampel yang telah diambil adalah 31,224. Bilangan kes positif ialah 2,147 dan ini melibatkan 5 generasi. Seterusnya dimaklumkan iaitu untuk jumlah pelajar dan guru dan kaki tangan di madrasah, iaitu 243 madrasah telah dikenal pasti 14,482 kes dan saringan telah dilaksanakan dan sampel telah diambil 6,388 kes bersamaan dengan 44.1% dan didapati 374 kes positif, iaitu bersamaan dengan 5.9%, iaitu sekolah tahfiz dan madrasah yang telah dikenal pasti. Seterusnya laporan kluster COVID-19 yang aktif di Malaysia. Yang pertama, kluster persidangan gereja. Ada pertambahan kes baru, iaitu 2 kes, menjadikan jumlah kes ialah 166 kes. Yang kluster pesantren ada pertambahan 1 kes, menjadikan jumlah 91 kes. Kluster Sedayan di Seremban ada pertambahan 1 kes, menjadikan jumlah kes 81. Dan kluster yang lain tiada pertambahan. Dan ingin dimaklumkan mengenai laporan warga negara Malaysia yang pulang daripada luar negara. Setakat dari 3 April hingga hari ini, kita telah melaksanakan kuarantin ke atas 22,339 warga negara Malaysia dan 8,207 telah pun selesai tamat tempoh kuarantin selama 14 hari. Dan daripada jumlah tersebut 144 daripada mereka adalah positif. Dan seterusnya saya buka kepada soalan, kalau ada apa-apa pertanyaan silakan.
Datuk, the enhanced MCO in Simbang Rengkam will be lifted tomorrow. So how will KKM continue to monitor the situation there? And my second question is Iskandar Putra MP Lim Kisang today asked if KKM recommended this one-day parliament sitting on May 18. So can KKM comment on this, and also will KKM do a screening for the MPs? Thank you.
Okay, for the EMCO area, for example, in Simpang Regam, so it's going to be completed by tomorrow on 28. But more importantly, that is an EMCO, and we will continue to monitor from time to time that area. So that is part of our monitoring system in place under Pejabat Kesihatan Daerah. So that's the first question. Second question is that when we look into the MCO, we have 4 action plans in the MCO. and 2 from the government and 2 for the public. From the government part is the border control. That is very important for border control. And today we still continue to have the border control in place. And I think this is something that because we realize that more than 180 countries have COVID positive cases. And if we open our border, certainly, the tourists coming to our country will bring the virus. So border control will be strengthened. Second is the MCO, movement control. So we are looking into the movement control. And we have actually looked into movement control of 1, 2, and 3. The most important is actually to flatten the curve. And what we have seen is that we succeeded to flatten the curve. And now we are in the phase of recovery. And you see, for the last 1 week, we have 2 digits. And that shows that our MCO works, but it's not going to end COVID-19. So we anticipate that perhaps the COVID-19 will continue in terms of the infection, but we need to contain and control the infection from time to time, from areas to areas, as long as we can control. The reason of flattening the curve is to allow our facilities, for example, our facilities in hospital and our public health action plan, for example, can be implemented in terms of the manpower and etc. So that's the reason why we need the MCO to flatten the curve. So today we see the capacity in the hospital. We have we only use less than 30% of capacity. If you look into the ICU, you look into the COVID patient being intubated, the numbers are decreasing. So which means our capacity has already been enhanced. So we are able to cope with that. So that's the reason of why we need the MCO in the first place. And the border control also, looking into the border control, we managed to stop the imported cases coming back to the country. Except our own citizens, we have no choice but to quarantine them for 14 days. Even then, we found 144 of them positive COVID-19. So the third is, when we look into it, is the most important is we do not have the vaccine yet. So the only vaccine that we have is stay at home and practice social distancing. That is important, and that can be done by everyone. And number 4th is to maintain a good personal hygiene. So this is how we look into the whole action plan that we have and also the practices. So we hope that in terms of social distancing and maintaining personal hygiene, that will continue as part of our new norm now. Right? And more importantly is that from the government perspective, we will tighten the border control, and perhaps we will look into the implementation of MCO. But what we have seen today, we have seen for the last 1 week double digit. And so the cases, despite we have an EMCO in, for example, in Pasar Borong and a few areas that we have done the EMCO, and our figures are still within double digit. So I think that is something that we need to relook back again. How can we enhance this further for us to control the COVID infection and break the chain of transmission in our community? So this will be a long run, for example, because as long as we do not have the vaccine, so vaccine, there's a lot of research been done, but perhaps it will take more than a year or 2. But in the meantime, what we need to do is to practice, take all the precautionary measures for us to break the transmission in the community.
Okey, Datuk DG, satu soalan. Boleh tak kalau kita nak minta perkembangan mereka yang belum disaring di kawasan ni MCO Menara City One, kerana ada laporan mengatakan masih ada sebilangan kecil yang belum disaring. Itu ada satu dakwaan. Jadi mungkin KKM boleh respon on that. Thank you, Datuk DG.
Jadi kita semasa kita buat penyaringan, jadi kita akan ke rumah, ke apartmen dan pastikan mereka penghuni apartmen tersebut mendaftarkan diri, dan juga kita akan melaksanakan saringan. Mungkin ada seorang dua yang terlepas dari saringan, tapi kita galakkan mereka untuk turun bersama, tampil ke depan untuk melaksanakan saringan. Jadi Yang pasti ialah saringan pertama dan kita mungkin akan menjalankan 2 saringan untuk penghuni tersebut.
Datuk, saya Rafidari Berita Harian. Dikatakan sistem pengurujan COVID-19 tidak berfungsi ketika ini di Hospital Umum Sarawak. Jadi mereka terpaksa menggunakan makmal di Unimas. Katanya semalam sampel yang diambil tak dapat diuji berikutan kaki tangan makmal di Unimas tak bekerja. Jadi soalan saya, adakah betul kaki tangan di Unimas itu tak bekerja? Ataupun dan kemudian adakah KKM mempunyai pasukan backup untuk ujikan sampel-sampel ni, dan kalau tiada, mengapa tidak ada? Selain itu, boleh tak Datuk terangkan apa itu kluster eksekutif?
Okey, yang pertama ialah mengenai makmal. Jadi kita tak ada terima sebarang berita mengatakan makmal kita tak berfungsi di Kuching. Tapi di Sarawak kita ada 3 makmal, iaitu di Hospital Umum Sarawak, iaitu di hospital. Yang satu lagi di hospital di makmal Unimas, di universiti, dan juga satu lagi di Sibu. Dan kita ada perancangan untuk meningkatkan lagi 2 makmal di Hospital Miri dan juga di Hospital Bintulu. Jadi itu dalam perancangan kita. Tapi tak ada, kalau dilaporkan, kalau ada kekurangan ataupun makmal ada masalah, kita telah menggunakan outsource kepada makmal swasta. Tapi kita tak ada terima sebarang laporan mengatakan makmal tu tak berfungsi. Yang tu yang pertama. Yang soalan kedua tadi,
boleh terangkan kluster eksekutif tu?
Kluster eksekutif ialah kluster UDA. Iaitu yang kluster UDA yang pada peringkat awal gelombang kedua, sebelum lagi kita kenal pasti kluster tablik, kita ada kluster UDA yang melibatkan lebih kurang 120 orang. Jadi kita telah pun melaksanakan acute case detection, dan kita rasa kluster tu pun dah tak ada kes baru, dah selesai kluster tu. Dan ramai di antara mereka yang dah masuk kat ward juga telah pun discharge pada ward. Dan kluster tersebut ada 9 orang telah pun tampil ke depan untuk mendebun darah kepada Kementerian Kesihatan untuk kita mengkaji dari segi plasma untuk antibody dan sebagainya. Dan 3 orang telah melaksanakan demam darah lebih pada sekali.
Assalamualaikum Datuk. Emir Zainal from The Edge. First question, can I just get an update of the total number of samples or testing that we have done nationwide? And is there a target for Ministry of Health in terms of maybe like 10% of the population or 20% of the population? Yeah.
So if you see that our testing, we have actually increased the testing in terms of our lab. Initially, we started only 23 labs. Now we have 43. And then the testing numbers have increased over the couple of weeks. And today we are able to do almost about 16,500, whereby the private sector and the public sector comes together. So when we started, IMR actually trained the 5 private labs altogether. So far today, we look into our capacity. Our capacity is 16,635 today. But yes, we did 10,858. And for IMR, we have installed the BGI that is actually automated processing system, and we hope that we can do 5,000 tests in IMR and one in Makmal Kesihatan Awam in Kota Kinabalu. That will give us about 1,000.
When is that operational?
So by this weekend I think it should be ready, at least for IMR first. Then subsequently the second phase will be in Makmal Kesihatan Awam in Queen E. So that additional of 5,000 plus 1, or 6,000 will increase our capacity to almost 22,000. So a day, that is our capacity per day. So we hope that with that a number of per day, and this is where, what is the benchmark? So if we look into the benchmark and the discussion with the team from China, so from their experience, 110 million population, they are only doing 30,000 tests a day. So we are increasing our capacity to about 22,000 tests a day, probably by next week or so. So capacity-wise, I think that's good. But next is that when we look into the article from the benchmarking from WHO, that means you have to do the test and the positivity is about 10%. right? The rate is about 10%. We are better than 10%, so now we are about 4%. So which means unless that if you are detecting more cases, more than 10%, that means more needs to be detected in the community. But we are detecting it less. So that is actually an indicator for us whether we have done it enough. Now the issue is, do we practice targeted approach in terms of the locality and in terms of a high-risk group? And the group that, for example, we are talking about Pasar Borong today, they have exposure to the tabligh group because some of them attended the tabligh group. And this is why we are targeting the tabligh group, because it's a high-risk group. And because the tabligh group have gone to the Tafiz school or madrasah, and that's the second group that we're looking at. Now is the Pasar Borong is also related to that group. So if there's a high-risk group, then we target that group. So rather than going for to screen everyone in this country, or foreign workers, for example, 6 million of them, if we want to screen. So we only screen targeted locality and targeted group. And more importantly, if you look into MCO 1, 2, and 3, the targeted approach works. And today we are seeing the results of it. We are in the recovery phase, meaning we are able to flatten the curve. And we have prevented the exponential surge of cases. Expected was on the 14th of April. So that means whatever we have done, this is a new experience for all of us here. So certainly that experience has shown results. And that's why, because it has shown results, we continue to embrace targeted approach to the locality as well as to community. And if you think that the locality is a big concern, then we enhance the MCO in that area, whereby we screen everyone in that area, rather than the whole state, for example, or whole district. So that is how we maximize our approach in terms of good outcomes and high impact.
My next question, Datuk. Can we get an update on the PPE supply situation? Can we say that the government has procured enough PPE for frontliners?
So far, we do not have any issues with regards to PPE, and the supply is enough, and there's no shortage at the moment. The procurement is ongoing. So all the hospitals, we have actually a monitoring system in place, and so I would say that I think we have enough PPE.
Last question, Datuk, sorry. Prime Minister has announced a further 500 million for KKM to combat COVID-19. Can we get an update on how much has been spent and for what?
On the details, I do not have the details. This is more towards the Secretary General who have all the details. But we are looking into how we can actually enhance our services, the lab, the public health, as well as the hospital. So the 500 million, basically, we are looking into enhance our healthcare facilities and system.
Thank you, Datuk.
Salam Ramadan, Datuk, DG. Okay, earlier today, Senior Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri said the National Blood Bank has decreased by 33% since MCO was enforced. So he's encouraging people to come out to donate blood. What are the SOPs and guidelines? For example, I want to go and then I have to go through roadblocks and all that. What do I have to tell them, or do I need to get authorization? Second question is, actually, my colleague here asked earlier about whether or not KKM advised Parliament to not sit. Could you answer on that? You haven't answered that.
So, okay, I answer the second question first. With regards to the Parliament, we advise based on data and facts about COVID. So now the cases, for example, whether it's increasing, decreasing, so that situation we advise the government. And in terms of the progress of COVID transmission in this country. That's our role. But other than that, I think it's not beyond Ministry of Health to advise policy matters and etc. So we advise the Prime Minister regards to the COVID-19 transmission.
One more my question is, will KKM do the screening?
Oh yes, of course.
MPs?
In the Parliament, we are looking to it. So it is also like another institution whereby if you come to Ministry of Health, we make sure that we have a thermal scan, screening. All that will be in place. That is part of the new norm now. Whether you go to Parliament, you go to a restaurant, you go to any institution, there will be a screening, temperature screening. Then also the social distancing, and also maintain a good personal hygiene. So that's what we encourage And obviously, no more handshake, for example. So that is like a new norm that we have to practice, not only for the parliament section, but everyone have to practice that in this country. So with regards to the blood bank, yes, every year without fail, when it comes to Ramadan, we do have shortage of blood. And so what we, 30% shortage is what we are facing now. But we encourage those who want to go to the hospital, for example, and they can come to the blood bank in the hospital for donation. So that's not an issue. And then we have discussed this with the IGP. Those who want to go to the hospital, that's not an issue because even the roadblocks and all that, you inform them. I think once you go to the hospital and then once you have donated the blood, then we will give you a letter in terms of the blood donation campaign and etc. So I think we encourage the public to come forward to our health facilities to donate the blood. Because every year, I think, during Ramadan, we have a shortage of blood. But the good thing is that MCO also have helped us in the sense that we have a decreased trauma cases now, accidents and etc. to need blood. The demand for blood is also less. But some of the cases that we have, for example, hemophilia and etc. So we may need some of the blood donation campaign as well. Okay, thank you very much. Sekarang wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat berpuasa dan berbuka nanti.